What do you do when all the best shots from a tournament appear to be outrageous flukes or just completely pointless? Well, as it turns out, you find the shot of the champion of champions anyway. And as usual, we're going to be doing that by recreating all the best shots as accurately as possible and then attempting to play them in the fewest possible attempts, no matter how long it takes. So before this video gets taken down, let's begin with a shot that definitely isn't a fluke from Neil Robertson. He cues this one really well, knocking it in, getting the white back past the middle pocket and getting in position on the brown. However, Neil would miss the next red and lose the frame to John Higgins with a 91 break, making this excellent shot a bit meaningless. I'm delighted it's gone in first time, although that's about as well as I can cue it. That's about as close as we're going to get to the perfect start, so let's move on to the next pointless shot from Zhao Xintong. To start off with, the pot is excellent. He knocks it in down the cushion, getting himself out of a lot of trouble, but unfortunately misses the following black. This leaves Kyron Wilson in to take the frame, and he takes the next two as well. Zhao would eventually come back into the match and win it just by 6 frames to 5. I keep applying a small amount of unwanted side spin that's preventing this one from staying straight. I didn't remove the side spin there, I just worked out where it was going to go. Our next pointless shot is this red from Judd Trump, who's already won the frame and gets close to knocking this down the cushion, and it falls in anyway. This does allow Judd to play this excellent positional shot off the black to get up to the yellow, but unfortunately he doesn't quite go far enough, so he doesn't end up in position, making this even more pointless. Because he didn't get in position, I'm only playing this shot down the cushion, and it's gone in first time. I might have even got closer than Judd did. Mark Williams' rest shot on the blue is almost certainly our most significant shot yet, as he gets a good pot here to take the 5 points and then follows it up with a safety shot. He would then go on to win the frame with a break of 114, but the shot itself didn't really do too much. It was a good pot though. And that's something I'm struggling with a bit. Being this close to the blue, I've only got to get the angle right and it's gone in here. I've got into the white a little bit too much though. I think I'm right in saying this excellent positional shot from Neil Robertson, where he pots the green, screwing the cue ball into the reds and finishing in position, is our first so far that's actually made a difference, as he's able to go on here to make a 127 break, winning the frame. But despite all of that, it's still one of the toughest shots I've had to play so far in this video, because I need to cue it about as well as I possibly can to get enough speed into the shot to give myself a chance of opening up the reds when the cue ball gets there, and I'm just about able to do that if I hit it perfectly. However, I've also got to get the angle right at the same time, and getting both of those right at the same time is actually really difficult, and I'm struggling a bit here. I've hit the top of the pink, but it's not enough to open the reds. I need to get into the reds between the pink and the reds on the right hand side and just hope that somehow pushes one onto the right hand corner. I think this shot would have been completely impossible before I had the table reclothed. I've got a chance now, but it's still not as easy as the table Neil was playing on to get this sort of shot right. It's been a while since we found a shot that I simply couldn't play, but I'm starting to think that this could be it. Although this angle looks a lot better, and I've pushed some reds on, but can I pot any of them? As it turns out, I was on it perfectly in the end. Zhao Xintong is also playing a great cannon here off a difficult blue, but once again it's completely meaningless as he's unable to pot the next red, and Judd would take the frame from here and then take the next 3 as well, winning the match by 6 frames to 2. Well, it's not the identical cannon, but at least I'd definitely be potting the next red, so in a way it's better. This excellent pot and positional shot of the bolt cushion here from Jack Lisowski is actually providing us with another significant shot, because although he doesn't go on to win the frame at this visit, he does take it with his next and manage to get back from 3-0 down to 3-all against Kyron Wilson, but would eventually lose the decider. I've got it with not quite enough speed, so it's short but not too bad. A great snooker escape from Lei Peifan here, securing him his win over Sean Murphy. However, potting the yellow is a bit of a fluke, so let's see if I can actually get this right and knock the yellow in as well as just hitting it. I was hoping this one was going to be a natural angle, but it definitely isn't. I need a fair amount of right-hand side on the cue ball here to get close to the yellow and hit it, and I've nearly potted it that time, but as you've seen, I've started speeding up the shots, so it's going to take a little bit longer than I was first expecting. I'm hitting the yellow on most occasions, but that doesn't mean it's going to go in, or in fact go anywhere near the pocket, as I need a very full contact. This is definitely looking a lot better, especially as the clip slowed down. I've got the hit and finally potted it. As there's no doubles this week, up against that we've got Judd Trump, who's been snookered, and it's a shot he desperately needs to hit. But not only does he hit the red, he also knocks it in. So let's see if I can get this one right and if it's going to be harder than the previous shot. You can assume it probably is, because I've started speeding up the clips already. Also, I'm struggling to hit the red. I was hitting the yellow from the other shot almost every single time, whereas this, more often than not, I'm actually missing the red. It's just an awkward distance off one cushion with the amount it slides. I've got very close there, and have I fluked it? Not quite. I'm not sure if I would have taken that or not, but now I'm still going to try and see if I can get it in the correct pocket. Let's see if I can hit one thick again and get close to it. Yes, it's finally gone in. And it took a while, so which of these was the luckiest? The Judd Trump shot is clearly the hardest, so by a ratio of 2 lucky ducks to 5, I don't know, he's this week's winner. Zhao Xintong appears to be completely out of position here, but still manages to knock the red in the middle pocket and also screws the cue ball off the top cushion for the pink. This is a really well played shot. He's already won the frame, so it's a bit meaningless yet again, but it does mean he goes on to defeat Mark Allen by 4-0 eventually. My first shot went perfectly, I just hit it too hard, so I've taken a bit of speed off it here. I haven't got the line right for the cue ball, but I'm on the pink. We've got a Mark Selby shot coming up next, right after we find Stu Brown from Great Yarmouth in the UK, which is there. This Mark Selby shot is almost certainly our most significant shot so far, as this potting cannon allows him to go on to probably make the break of the tournament in the final, and then eventually go on to take the match by 10 frames to 5. I need to arc the cue ball here, but in theory that should happen anyway if I put the right amount of backspin on it to hit the red below the pink. I was nearly on a red there and that could have been quite good, but I want to get a similar shot. The problem is I'm struggling with the new tip a little bit, and I'm not getting the same reaction every time. I'll explain more about that in a few weeks, but that's about as good as I'm going to do for a minute, and I'm actually opened everything up nicely there. Okay, on to the shot from Mark Williams that I really don't want to play, because he's clearly playing the plant into the right corner pocket here, and maybe he's trying to get the cannon on the ball on the left. Look, I'm going to go play it, but I really don't want to play this one, because he's almost certainly just playing the plant, and maybe he's trying to cannon the red on the right-hand side of the table out the way. But there's almost no way he's trying to cannon it in, so let's see if I can get it anyway. It doesn't look too bad, as I nearly got it on my 4th attempt, and I'm speeding it up just in case. The problem is it's very easy to catch the red too thick and go just slightly outside the red towards the pocket. I've got close again with that one, but I don't think it will be too long before I knock it in, as long as I keep getting as close as that. Unfortunately, I'm keeping it too thin or too thick to even make the cannon, and the cannon itself, I did think at the time before I played it, was going to be a lot more straightforward than this. However, we're pretty close here. It's rattled and it hasn't quite gone in. It's going to take another load of shots to get close again, I think, as I'm hitting it too thin at the moment, and I'm surely to hit one too thick. This looks better again. Nope, not quite. It's rattled in the jaws. I think I'm just getting unlucky with this one. It's definitely a tough shot. Hang on, here we go again. Finally got it and I've gone in off. I can't actually believe that happened. I didn't even realise I set it up straight like that. Hang on, let's have another go. I've got it. Yeah, that's one of the difficultest shots I've had to play in a while for sure. Last week, you chose Shot J from Wu Yisa as the best shot from the International Championships, and it was this crazy long pot and screw back off the pack of reds. And this week, you get the chance to vote once again on the best shot from this video. You can do so for free using the link in the description, and I'll announce the winner next time. And if you want to catch up from previous videos before World Snooker takes them down, then have a look at these two. And remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later.